Hey guys, it's Woody here, or Will. Welcome to another Marvel Mingle. Welcome to episode 3, and today I'm going to be talking about all things Marvel, as always. And if you guys have any suggestions for me for like an intro for this, or anything else, any other different things than just explaining things and discussing things, if you have any other ideas, different ways of discussing things or explaining things, please let me know because I love hearing feedback from you guys because it can help me improve. So let's get started. So let me start off by saying that I loved Captain America Civil War. I don't know if you guys saw it in theaters, but if you did like it, let me know in the comments. But please do not comment any spoilers because if other people haven't seen it yet, you could ruin the movie for them. So just spoiler-free comments below if you enjoyed the movie. And I got this awesome tin when I went to the theaters on May 5th, the night of May 5th. I went to the 9:30 showing, but I just thought that this was really cool. I had to get it. I couldn't pass up on this awesome tin here. So that's pretty cool. I'm really glad because my theater has the standee for Civil War, and so there's a picture of it right there. And right now, I'm just kind of going to give you guys a spoiler free review, just a short one. Um, Maybe my Captain America Civil War full review video is already up by the time you're watching this, but I'm not sure. But if it's not up yet, it will be up soon. But keep in mind that it is a spoiler review that I will be uploading, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest you don't watch that. But I'm just kind of going to give a brief spoiler-free review. So, the Russo brothers once again did a great job, and going into Infinity War, I'm really glad that Infinity War is going to be in their hands. But I'm going to say something else about Infinity War later, um, the title of it, so. Uh, but they did a great job of storytelling, and they had cool like titles whenever they would jump from place to place, time slot to time slot. They would have cool transitions, just text transitions, um, and they did a good job of giving the Winter Soldier his story arc, just kind of weaving it in with the whole Civil War, idea of Tony and Steve disagreeing, and that really ties in, and that gives Tony kind of a more personal connection to the movie than I expected, a lot more personal. Um, yeah, an action from the Winter Soldier that has a very personal connection with Tony, and so that's what I liked about it too is they didn't put Tony up as a villain in the story. He may be sort of an antagonist, but I mean, you can understand his methods, why he gets mad about certain things, and why he wants things to be put in check. And depending on, I mean, no matter what side you're on, you can still understand Tony. He's not just a flat out jerk character in the movie that you hate. I mean, I kind of think he was a jerk in this movie a little bit, but I could understand him. But Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, amazing acting. His accent was spot on. His action scenes were awesome. And, well, his accent was just what I expected. So, yeah. And Spider-Man, of course, loved him. Tom Holland is great for Spider-Man. Some people may have had doubts, but if this didn't sell it, then I don't know what will, because I know there are lots of people that are going to agree with me on this. Spider-Man stole the show in the movie. He was awesome. And Ant-Man, sort of part of the comic relief. Spider-Man was mostly the comic relief. We got a lot. But we did get a lot of laughs out of him, because he's, the not too aggressive kind of guy, because he's kind of just coming into the picture in the MCU, considering the last MCU movie before this was his own film. And there's quite a he plays a giant part in this movie. That's all I'm gonna say. But that about wraps it up for my short non-spoiler review. And if my review is up, you can go check that out if you've seen the movie already. It will break it down, talk about all the spoilery stuff. And if it's not up yet, then it will be up soon. And with the first piece of news, basically, apparently Marvel's Most Wanted and Agent Carter, those two TV shows are in jeopardy. The futures of them are in jeopardy, according to Superhero Feed. And, well, I really hope that they continue with this Most Wanted series, because that's why they took Bobby and Hunter off of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to go on to Most Wanted. And I felt like they could have stayed. I mean, if coming out of this, if Most Wanted never gets picked up off of the ground, then I really hope that Bobby and Hunter do come back, because that'd be kind of a waste, a really sad scene. They made a very proper goodbye, and it allowed for all the other S.H.I.E.L.D. characters like Mac to have bigger story arcs and more character development. And them just coming back like a season or two later, if Most Wanted got canceled, just like, hey, we're back, that goodbye thing didn't really mean that much, because look at us now, we're back. I just hope that they stick with Most Wanted. And about Agent Carter, I really hope that they keep going, because considering Captain America reportedly being the last, or Civil War being the last Captain America movie, because the MCU usually so far has done a 3-movie series trilogy. But about that, Peggy Carter is a very important character in the Captain America storyline, and I'm glad that we had Agent Carter, the 2 seasons that we've had. I'm glad that we've had those to kind of tell the story, what happened to Peggy after the first Avenger, because we see her before the first Avenger saying goodbye to Steve. Next time we see her in the movies, it is, she's on bed rest. She's over 90 years old. And Agent Carter, I think, is so great because it fills in that time slot. And I was really hoping that they could continue, because we could see another part of MCU history. We get to see more of Howard Stark, that develops more of Tony Stark's storyline, and we get to see more Agent Carter, and we'll get to see if Sousa, who knows, he might be the one who marries Peggy Carter. But either way, I really want them to keep the show, and that's why we need to show our support. If you have Instagram, do #RenewAgentCarter and just keep all the support for these 2 shows, because do you guys not want to see more Marvel stuff? I mean, it's Marvel. I mean, do you want to see more Peggy Carter backstory? Because Agent Carter might be the only thing that we'll see Peggy Carter in, unless there's flashbacks in future movies. But I mean, think about it. The Captain America movies are over. What would they do? Where would Peggy fit in? So I really hope that they keep Agent Carter, guys. Let's just keep our hopes up. So I said that I was going to say something about Infinity War later on in their titles. So here I am. So Avengers Infinity War Parts 1 and 2 are going to have different titles. So what that means is one may stick with Infinity War, and the other may have a different title. So it's not going to say part 1 and part 2 anymore. They're each going to have a different one. And I was watching an Emergency Awesome video, and he was talking about some comic storylines, and he was talking about one being Avengers Infinity Gauntlet or Infinity Quest, which would be the first one, and that would be Thanos maybe just going around the universe collecting all of the Infinity Stones, and then the second one being Infinity War, where he has the Infinity Gauntlet fully assembled and it's an all-out war. We'll just have to wait and see, because an announcement might be coming sooner than we think. And in other news, the Russo brothers really want Wolverine to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And honestly, Marvel, I think all of us do. And that's a message to Fox too. Maybe you can get some sort of agreement together for a shared universe. So maybe you don't have to totally reboot the universe, the X-Men universe, you can just kind of have it be shared. Have some sort of explanation of some sort. And the comic book cast does a really good video explaining some of that. So just search up MCU Shared Universe and look for one by Comic Book Cast, because they have a really good theory about maybe Kevin Feige has struck a deal with Fox, because apparently there's going to be some announcement sooner or later. And then just an exciting reminder that we have less than a year to wait until Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And another extremely exciting announcement, Avengers Infinity War starts filming in November of this year. And the Marvel head said that something contractual needs to happen for another Hulk standalone movie. So what that means is they would have to sign a contract with Universal Studios to have the full rights to Hulk in order to have him be in a solo film, because Universal still kind of shares the rights with them, and so they have like the Hulk ride at Universal and all that stuff. Hulk can appear in their movies, they just can't make a solo film, and that's the thing. We all want one, so make up your mind, Marvel and Universal, please. And Michael Giacchino will score the Doctor Strange movie. He has done the score for the movie Ratatouille. And Captain America Civil War was supposed to include Hank Pym and Hope Van Dyne. We already knew that Hope was initially planned for Civil War, but it just got way too filled up. They probably didn't want to introduce Hope Van Dyne as the Wasp yet. They wanted to save that for Ant-Man and the Wasp, because they're already introducing Black Panther and Spider-Man, so that just about wraps up the Marvel Mingle. I hope you enjoyed. See you next week. My Captain America Civil War review should be up soon, so if you've seen the movie, make sure to check that out soon. Bye, guys.